YouTube, what's going on? Appreciate y'all watching my videos. What's going on? Ugh, what's going on? What's going on, YouTube? What's going on? Oh, we got 12 people in here today. 14 people. What's going on? My bad, y'all. What's going on? Mario, what's going on? Rolling Sunset. Trucker B1111. Y'all be coming up with some funny names, man. Safe. What's going on? Everybody in the video today. But anyway, let me make this video. Um, this video I'm talking about. I don't know. I don't know what I wanted to talk about. You know, guys. Let me just get right to it. Guys be talking about having to pay for a truck, right? Um, I should have did this video a couple days ago, but I don't know. I just didn't feel like it. So, but I'm gonna make it now. I'm in the mood to make it, and I'm gonna go ahead and make it. Milkman, what's going on? So, guys in trucking, I've been in trucking. It's 2007. It's been a long time, man. 2007, 2017, 18, 19, 20. It's going on about 13 years, and I've been in this business. Man, 13 years. It's crazy. And like ever since I've been in this business, it's a certain group of guys in this business that's, like guys love to boast about having to pay for a truck. And you didn't get the notice. Well, I'm glad you're here, man. You made it, you know. So, uh, guys love to boast about their truck being paid for, having paid for equipment, truck and trailer paid for. My truck paid for, man. My truck paid for. You know, like you know, guys love to boast about they stuff being paid for. My car's paid for. I pay cash. I pay all this stuff paid for. It's cash. I paid for. And sometimes I wonder, like, okay, with all this paid for stuff, like, do any of y'all invest some of that money when you start having all this stuff paid for? Because I mean, for me, you know, when I decided to get my own truck, I had a goal when I decided to get my own truck. And my goal was to have more control over my income, have more control over my wealth, have more control over my investments, have more control over my life, and have more control over my lifestyle and what I want to do and what I want to accomplish out of life, right? So, like, the whole thing is like, okay, if you gotta pay for a truck, right, and you work so hard to pay your truck off, pay your trailer off, you work so hard to pay your house off, you work so hard to pay your cars and stuff like that. like, doesn't it make sense to continue those payments in that income and start to put that income into retirement, buy some rental properties, buy um buy some mutual funds and some investments and stuff like that. You know, um if any y'all I don't know if any of y'all any of y'all follow Dave Ramsey? Do any of y'all follow Dave Ramsey? Because Dave Ramsey has got this program, and he talks about the ability to have free cars for the rest of your life. There's this system where you can have the ability to purchase, you can be able to invest and have the money to be able to buy free cars for the rest of your life. But all you got to do is just change your mindset and change your way of thinking, right? So, you know, like over the years, like what I've done, I like to take that Dave Ramsey program that I use for my personal life and use it and use it into business. We can use the same stuff that Dave Ramsey talk about for personal finance and business. And so, like, I don't know if, any of y'all watch my videos. I know y'all watch my videos, but my last two, three, four, five videos, I talked about retirement plans and stuff like that, getting ready for retirement. And most guys that watch my videos, I got company drivers that watch my videos. Some guys don't even drive a truck who watch my videos. But most of the guys who watch my videos are self-employed guys. And like, for the most part, self-employed people, we just left out here to defend for ourselves, and like we gotta have a plan. And like I said before, I had a plan. You know, when I got my own truck, I was like, okay, I'm gonna get my own truck, get my own trailer, and then I'm gonna pay it off. Right? I'm gonna pay it off. But when I pay it off, just like in Dave Ramsey, you continue to give yourself a truck payment or a trailer payment, and you put that trailer or truck payment into retirement, or you can put that truck trailer payment into uh, a business savings account where you can buy stocks and you can buy mutual funds in the account, or you can buy real estate. Over the last, I don't know, maybe 3, 4 years or so, I've been using my leftover revenue from my trucking business to buy real estate. That's what I've been doing with that. And so, you know, just about every year, I'll have about 20,000 left over, and I can just go buy a rental property. You know, I'll get, and like I've talked about my strategy. I talked about my strategy, a few times before, but the whole thing is that you want to get to a place where you buying assets, and you got so many assets where you just got money coming in and you don't even have to work, you know, you don't have to work. And so, and you do that till like you 50, 60 years old, man, you would have so much doggone money coming in. Having $5 or $10,000 a month coming in, I mean, without working, that's just a great place to be. And so, you know, and as far as this video is concerned, when we're talking about trucking, like all these guys out here, if you're one of those guys or gals, because I know some females out there that's got their own truck and trailer, or they leased on to somebody or what have you. And so if you somebody out there that's got pay for equipment, don't spend that money. Don't spend that money, because you're gonna have to buy a new truck eventually. Okay, you're gonna have to buy a new truck eventually, and you're gonna have to buy a new trailer eventually, or you're gonna have to retire sometime or another. And you want to be ready. You want to be ready to be able to just pay cash for it, right? You know. You know, if it's time to buy a new truck, man, and you know you got about $40,000 packed up, you can just go buy a brand new, well, not a brand new one, but you can go buy your good used truck for about 40, 50,000, and pay cash and just keep this thing rolling. You want to keep that wealth inside your house. You know, you want to keep that wealth inside your house. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, uh, and so just like in Dave Ramsey, he said he's got a program. You can Google it. You can Google it. It's a program where you can get unlimited cars for life, right? And so basically you want to save up to about 15, 20,000. And you put the 15, $20,000 into a brokerage account and you buy some mutual funds in there, two or three of them. You get it up to about 20, 30,000 or so. That 20 or 30,000 will yield a certain amount of interest, about 10, 12, 15% interest. And it'll yield you about, 10, 11, 12, because it's the stock market. You can get you an index fund or some stocks or what have you. And you can have free calls for life because that 20,000 would yield about 10, 15% interest. That's about $6,000, $7,000 in every 4 years. That 20,000 or 30,000 would give you about six, seven, eight, nine, $10,000. You can buy cars every 4 or 5 years cash. And you know, so if you apply that same strategy to trucking, or if you self-employed, if you got a landscaping business, a barbershop, you got a salon or what have you, you can apply that same strategy. Okay, if you got a barbershop and say if you got a barbershop and you want to buy the building that your barbershop is in, and say the building is about 400,000 for you to buy the building, but right now you leasing it. Well, you can just put a little bit of your revenue back. You can just put a little bit of your revenue back. Now this isn't retirement. These are short-term goals in a small business. Okay, these are short-term goals. Retirement is 30 years out, 20 years out. I'm talking about 5 and 10 year goals, right? Say you got a 5 year goal, okay, a 10 year goal to buy the building that your barbershop is in. Okay, it's in a little strip mall, maybe 3 or 4 businesses in that strip mall, and to buy it is like $500,000. Okay, it's about 400,000 or 500,000 to buy the building. You can work up to that. That's obtainable. Put the money. You can put a little bit of money back. Say you're a little small business and you make 150,000. You don't need all that money. Okay, say you make 150,000 and you net 70, 80,000. You don't need all that money. Put back 10%. Put back 10, 15%. You just come up with a number. You find a number. And by 10 years, you look in that account and like you might have 50,000. You might have 40. You take that money out that brokerage account and you can go and put a down payment. You can go to the bank, ask for a loan and say, hey, Mr. Banker, you can get you a commercial loan and you can buy the building. It's a $500,000 building. Now you can buy the building. Now you own the building. Now it's 4 or 5 businesses in here. Now you got the barbershop and you own the building. Now you can lease out the other 2 or 3 units in the commercial building. Say you got a barbershop. There's a laundromat here. There's a restaurant. You know, you go to these strip malls. They everywhere. They everywhere. You strip malls everywhere. You know, they everywhere. That's what the big boys do. That's what the big boys do. That's what the big boys do. And so now when I say big boys, I'm talking about the people that's like 2 or 3 levels above me. Because I'm a small business person. Most of the guys that's watching my videos, we are small business people. And so we're sole proprietors, we're one-man businesses. So the next level is a small business with employees, right? You got 2, 3, 4, 5 employees. And the next level after that is 20, 30 employees. And then the next level of that, And so to get to that next level, you got to be like strategic with your money, and you have a business plan and have a strategy and goals. These are short-term goals. You got 5-year goals, 10-year goals, 15-year goals. And then the 30-year goals is really retirement, but we ain't there yet. We trying to get the and so and so if you want to buy the building, this is something you can do to get ready for, because like say for example, if you wanted to buy the building, if you was to put money back into a brokerage account, into an index fund, and every month or every year, okay, you look at your books, say you look at your books, right? You look at your books. So okay, we did good this year. We did real good this year. You looking at your books? Okay, we did good this year. Let me put back um above your regular life expenses. Let me put back 10 extra thousand. Let me put 10,000 to the side, put that in a brokerage account. Now after 5 years, you may only put $10,000 a year extra, 50,000, but that 50,000 may have made maybe 20,000 in interest. Okay, maybe 20,000 in growth. Okay. Now this regular brokerage account, you're gonna have to pay taxes on this capital gains, but don't worry about it. You just pay the taxes and move on. 15% ain't really much. Okay, say you had 20,000 in growth, that ain't but 3-4,000. Okay, pay the taxes, man. Pay them. We talking about building wealth here. That's what I'm talking about. And so, applying this Dave Ramsey strategy that you use in your personal life, we can apply this to business. And like, you put in 50,000 into a brokerage account, and it grows maybe 20,000. Okay, 25, 30,000 in interest over 10 years or something like that, 5 years. At a 10-year point, like I just said, you will have 75, say you have 50,000, 75,000 right there. That's enough. 100,000, that's enough. Somewhere around in there, 60, 70, 50, some thousand, right? That'd be enough for you to put a down payment on a 500,000, maybe a $600,000 or $700,000 commercial loan to buy a building. Just for example. Okay, I just be thinking about this stuff. I be thinking. That's why I made this video. I was just thinking, man, because I watch a lot of YouTube videos. Warren Buffett. I watch a lot of YouTube about big business, and this is what these guys do. This is what these guys do. Um, Robert Kiyosaki. I be reading books and stuff, and like I go to bed with audiobooks in my ear, man. I go to bed with books. I'm always like learning new shit, learning new stuff, right? And so, um, for example, we can do this in trucking, right? Say you got a trucking trailer, okay? Say your truck, say you just a one guy, you got a trucking trailer, you got your own authority, and you make $150,000 a year with your truck gross. After expenses, you may take home maybe like 80. Okay, you take home 80. Okay, you take home 80, 90, somewhere in there, 75 or something like that. You get a portion of that money, and you put back, say you put back 10,000 to the side. You put back 10,000 to the side. You run in the truck. You run in the truck. Okay, 5 years, you run in the truck. You know, 10 years, you run in the truck. You just put money back. Okay, you putting the money back to the side. You running the truck. And then an opportunity come along, and then you putting $10,000 a year to the side. You ain't worrying about it. You just putting the money to the side. Ain't even worrying about it. You just running. And then, $10,000 a year, that's, for 10 years, that's 100,000, right? Now that's 100,000 plus the 10% rate of return you was getting while you invested, because this is a brokerage account. You put the $10,000 a year into a brokerage account, and it's an index fund that's been making 10%. Just a boring index fund, nothing crazy. Nothing crazy. You put the money in there, and the account made. I mean, I'm on my phone right now. I don't have no compound interest calculator right now. And so you put the money to the side, And so you got 100,000, and then 100,000 made additional 50,000 in interest. Okay, that after 10 years, it put, you done made 50,000, 75,000 in interest. Now, at the 10-year mark, man, it's like, man, I need a new truck. You look in that account, man, you got 150,000, you got 200,000, 100,000 in there. You can go buy 2, 3 trucks cash. Say you at a point where you just like, man, I want to build a fleet, man. I want to go ahead and build a fleet, man. I want to start hiring drivers. I want to put a down payment on a warehouse or something like that. I want to start a logistics firm or something like that, man. I'm gonna go put a down payment on the warehouse. The warehouse is $1 million or whatever. The warehouse is 5, 6, 7, 800,000 for the warehouse, and you put a down payment of 100,000 on it, and you got shipping logistics going. You get what I'm saying? And this is what the big boys do. Okay, and so it all started because you took Dave Ramsey's strategy for personal finance and you molded it into like a business strategy, and so that's it. It could be done, man. It could be done. We just got to be focused and stop spending our money on crazy stuff. You know. Let me see what y'all talking about. Hold on, y'all. Let me see. Okay, that's good, preacher. Your last 3 videos made me pay more attention to my stocks and 401k investments. That's right, man. Shoot. John Wayne, what's going on? Let me see. How is the low weight system working? Low weight system. Are you talking about that Appway? I mean, I love my Appway. I love Appway, man. Like, if you own your own truck and trailer and you don't have Appway in your truck, you sleep. I'm just telling you straight up, you sleep. You sleep. My Appway system done save me it saves a lot of time, man. It's convenient. It saves a lot of time. I really don't even. It's a no brainer. It's a no brainer. It's just a no brainer. Like every 6 months, I got to replace the batteries in it. But hey, I buy a whole pack of batteries. It takes them little circle watch batteries, and I buy a 6 pack, and I just replace them every 6 months or so. 6, 7, 8, 9 months or so. I just replace the batteries. It's like $10 for a pack of six, and so I mean, other than that, man, it's pretty accurate. It's off maybe like 25, 50 pounds or so, but I mean, that's pretty damn accurate to me. But you gotta calibrate it. And so once you get it calibrated and everything, every time I get my truck loaded, before I even leave the shipper, before I even leave the shipper, I just step outside my truck, pull up the app. Okay, okay, weights are good. If I gotta slide the tandems, I just slide the tandems, lock them in, go around there, get my paperwork, get the seal, and head on down the road. I don't have to worry about going by no scale. I don't have to worry about going through a scale house and getting a ticket. I don't worry about it. It just saves them. It's a no brainer. It's a no brainer. So I mean, if you don't want to buy it, that's your loss. But I mean, I've been using it for about 2 years now. Yeah, it's going on about 2 years. I don't have no complaints about it. You know, I don't have no complaints about it. And I think that's what you're talking about anyway. You didn't get the notice. You gotta hit the like button. I think you gotta hit the like button, not the like button, but you gotta click the bell and select um you gotta select, what's the name of the thing? You gotta select all notifications or something like that, I think. But That's pretty much it. Am I adding trucks yet? You know, man, this year is a tough year. I don't know if I don't know if I'm gonna be able to add trucks this year. I thought maybe I can do it this year, maybe bring on one or two trucks this year, but this year I'm trying to wait for I'm trying to wait for the transportation industry to get a little bit more stable before I can do it. And I want to get a direct shipper. I want to get one or two direct shippers before I do it. If I can, if the trucking industry gets a little bit get stable, and I feel good about the rates, and I can get a direct shipper because I want to buy a couple more trailers and stuff like that. I want to buy a couple trailers and buy a couple trailers and drop a couple trailers at some places and get it just a steady shipper, get a shipper going back and forth, back and forth. If I can get something like that, I can bring on a couple guys, and then I can, those couple guys can service that customer or something like that. That's kind of what I want to do. But at this moment, I don't know, man. This year here, this Corona and all this junk, it's just messing the trucking industry up, and it's tough. Where did you get it from? I got it off Amazon. Ain't that complicated. Appway, you just Google Appway, it'll come up. Everybody sell the thing. Um, you go to Amazon. Amazon be your best bet because if something wrong with it, you got the backing of Amazon. If something wrong with it, you can return it. You got a good return policy. For what's the subject today? I'm just talking about um what am I talking about? I'm talking about uh reinvesting reinvesting in your business. That's what I'm talking about today. So like for example, like guys who got paid for equipment, you know, guys who got paid for equipment, you know, you need to be running your business like a business and reinvesting uh cash and revenue back into your business so that you can make some moves, so that's basically what I'm talking about in this video. So guys who got paid for a truck, say you got to pay for a truck, say your truck payment was $2,000 a month, you know 15, 16, $1,700 a month, right? Say your truck payment was 1,500 a month, right? And you paid it off. Now you don't have a truck payment. What do you do with that extra revenue? What do you do with it? Do you spend it? Go buy a charger? Buy another house? Buy Jordans and Nikes every week? Well, what do you do with that money? I know what I would do with it. You know, you continue to you continue to pay your business. You continue to reinvest that money as if you got a truck payment. That's what you do with it. So 1,500 a month, I'll go ahead and do $1,000 a month into a 401k plan, and then I'll take the other 500 and I'll put that into like a regular brokerage account where you can pull from it. Because if you once you put money into a retirement account, you can't touch it. Because if you pull it out, you're gonna get penalized. And so I would set up two accounts. I would set up a retirement account and I set up a regular brokerage account. You can get them anywhere. Charles Schwab. I done made the videos already. You just go back in my videos. I already got it. And so, um, um, if you can do the same thing. Like like in a retirement account, an IRA or 401k. But the thing is, IRA or 401k, that's for retirement. And once you put that money in there, you can't touch it because if you pull it out, you're gonna get taxed and you're gonna get penalized. It's a 30-40% penalty for pulling that money out. Okay. You got to pay your regular tax rate, which is 20%, 22% or something like that, plus a 10% penalty. And it's gotta be a number when you investing for retirement. You putting $1,000 a month. You gotta make sure that $1,000, that's not money that you need right now. So if you put that money in, you got to make sure you don't want it right now. So it got to be a amount of money that you comfortable with just not touching right now. But if you feel like sometime in the future you won't be able to like stomach that money sitting over there, you might want to dial it back. Maybe put 800 or 7. Okay. But me personally, if you really want to retire comfortable, you really got to come to the conclusion and be mature about it and understand that okay, you want to spend this money now or you want to retire with something later. And it's a risk because you might die before retirement. It's a risk. But I bump into a lot of people in my family that talk like that and like they don't have nothing. In their younger years, they had fun and had all this stuff. Now you 60, 65, 70 years old. Now you don't have nothing. Living your life. That's what they call it, folks, living their life. And I'm not saying you can't have a life, but like I'm saying, you got to look into your budget and find a number that you're comfortable with giving up that money but still have enough money to live right now and have a decent life. And I'm not saying you can't go on a cruise or go on trips or have nice clothes or nothing like that. But, you just got to know your budget, have a budget and just decide, okay, maybe I can't put 1,000, but maybe I can put 500. Okay. Put 500 in there if you can afford it. And the other 5, 6, 700, put that in a regular brokerage account and let that pile up. And 5 or 10 years, because you got long-term goals and short-term goals. And like if you got a goal to buy apartment building, or if you got a goal to buy um if you got a goal to buy some more trucks, if you want to buy some more equipment, whatever business you in the barber business, or you got a salon, or you got a, a website business, you got a landscaping business. And I was telling my brother about this because my brother is in the landscaping business. I was trying to explain this to him, and he was having trouble, having to get capital and stuff like that, and to get more equipment because commercial lawnmowers, they're expensive. They're like 5, 10, $15,000 for a commercial lawnmower. I'm talking about a good one. You can get you a commercial lawnmower gonna run you about 30. A low level commercial lawnmower gonna run you about 35 to 4,500. A low level one. Okay. And get you a little trailer and a weed eater and stuff like that. And so when you're thinking about trying to really grow a business, like I've talked to guys who grown a successful landscaping business with a crew of like 20, 30 guys. And like this dude making $100,000 a year, just managing a team of guys, cutting grass, making 100K a year, cutting grass. Okay. And, you know, business is business. It ain't no different. Business is the same concept applies if you're in trucking business, the landscaping business, the website business, uh, uh, a barber business, painting business. The same applies. you gotta reinvest your revenues so you can stay in business and everything else. And so that's just the game, you know. And what I just told y'all is the game, you know. Don't get mad because I ain't tell you. Safe says after your truck and trailer paid off, set new goals. Yeah, man, that's right. Truck and Inside say give it to the church. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to say give it all to the church because these days the church isn't like it used to be. And I'm not saying you shouldn't give because I give to the church. I give a little bit to the church. Um, I send during Thanksgiving and Christmas time. I send my local community over here some money. You know, should you give all your doggone money to the church? No, because today churches are not what they used to be. Before, back in early 1800s, 1700s, the church was the center of community. And so, like when we talk about giving tithes to a church, well, usually when you give tithes to a church, you get something in return. But these days, a lot of times when you give to a church, you ain't gonna really get much in return. The pastors and bishops at a lot of these churches, they running off with the money and they buying jets and big churches and paying for their house with the money. And so the church isn't like what it used to be. Um, and so, but um, but I do believe in giving. There's a point where you should give some of your wealth, but I don't believe in giving all your doggone wealth. Give them something. Give them $1,000. I mean, don't be sending the church 50,000, hundreds of thousands of dollars. Nah, you know. I do believe in giving. You know, because I was trying to build a regimen of carrying about 10 $15 in ones on me. I was trying to build up a little regimen where I was gonna carry about 10, 50, because it's hard to carry cash on you. But we all know when we go out, we always bump into a homeless person on the street or something like that, or you go to the grocery store or in trucking. We deal with this all the time. We go to the truck stop, it always be some guy at the truck stop walking around the truck stop asking for change and stuff like that. So I've been trying to build a regimen where I can just keep 10, $15 in cash on me in ones, and every time I bump into a guy, because we always bump into homeless guys, and just give them a couple dollars. That's kind of how I give, and I give to my local community over here. I don't give them, I don't give them 10%, but um, the thing is that nowadays it's just nowadays, like in the early 16, 17, 1800s, the church used to be the center of community. And so when all the businesses in the area chip in, put in 10%, that means when somebody needs something, they can go to the church. Somebody need some blankets, some food, uh, a place to stay. Somebody going through a divorce or something like that. They need counseling or they need something. But it ain't like that no more. It's some churches out there that still do that, but it's difficult to find them because everybody is just everybody out here is just trying to just backstab and steal, and it's just but yeah, I do believe, as part of building wealth, you should give some. But like in the Bible talks about being a shepherd and being a manager of your wealth, you shouldn't just give it to anybody. And being a good shepherd of your wealth means you got to be um, um, being a good shepherd means being mindful on who to give the wealth to. And so if you bump into somebody, they going through a hard time, you know, giving don't necessarily have to be in cash money. Okay, it could be, you can be giving your time. You can give your time. You can give whatever it is that you got. And so, if you go back in the Bible, and it talks about this in the Bible doesn't necessarily mean tithing in cash money. It's just giving the tenth of your wealth. And so, when you give the tenth, it could be cattle, uh, blankets, whatever it is that you got. That's value. You can give it to the church, and so that's what that means. And so, typically when we talk about giving, we always think about money, but it don't have to be money. Giving back could just be me making these videos. When I make these videos, I feel like I'm giving back to my industry, because I know guys in my industry in trucking, they need this information. And so I feel like I need to share this information. If you following me, I'm giving you good, real information that you can use in your real life, and you can put it to work right now. And if you know, and so um that's the deal. That's that's the deal. And so I do believe in giving. It don't have to be a church, but it could be, you know. But I mean, everybody pick and choose on what they want to do with their time and their money. But um, that's what the church is about: community and camaraderie and stuff like that. So that's where did you get? Okay, I already read that. Give it to the church. Big Tex Trucking. Full what up? What's going on, man? But yeah, man, that's kind of what this video is about. Nothing complicated. We and see, the thing is, we make a lot of things complicated that don't need to be complicated, and it's not that complicated, man. You know, you get out here and you just work hard, and you just pay attention on what you're spending your money on. And so, uh, one of these days I like to I don't know, man. Like, I don't know. Like, maybe one of these days I'll have enough wealth, and I'll have enough time, free time, and like I would like to be able to go and give back to the community. Get back to the community. I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe try open to start a trucking business, counseling business, or something like that, or something. I don't know. Help guys get their life together, because it's a lot of guys that get in this business right here, trucking business. It's a lot of other businesses, but specifically this business, trucking business. It's a lot of guys that get into this business that don't have no idea what what to do. It's just like the NBA, and these trucking companies know it. These trucking companies, they come to the truck driving schools, they prey on these guys, and they have them sign these contracts, and they handcuff these guys on the contract, and they be stealing these guys money, and stealing guys labor. You go out there and run up and down the road, and you make 30 cents a mile. You ain't making no money, you know and like, there's a better way to do this. Having guys sign up for roadmasters, for roadmasters to get their CDL, charging these guys 10, 15, $20,000 to get their CDL, when it really don't even cost that much. It really don't even cost that much. There's a lot of programs out here where you can get your CDL for free, and you don't have to have no debt. It's just like student loans. It's just like student loans for trucking. I done bumped into guys who got 15, $20,000 in debt with a doggone trucking school, when that's unnecessary. You don't have to do all that. And you can't be motivated, and you can't grow the way that you need to grow, because you got this monkey on your back, so to speak, this financial monkey on your back. And it's a spiritual thing because you don't want to do it no more. You get turned off by it. You just get turned off by it. I done talked to a lot of guys who wanted to get in this business and they got into the business, but they got turned off by it because, they got into it and they just didn't like it. The trucking companies treat them so bad. The trucking companies take the fun out of this business and they run guys into the ground and they just quit. They just quit and they go back to doing what they was doing. They go home playing video games and whatnot, and they just lose it. They just lose it. And so I'm sorry, y'all, but yeah, they just lose it. And when this business is a great business, if you're a hardworking person, trucking is a great business, and you know, and like guys get turned off by it, and more if we have more guys in this business that's got good solid business information and they can have some goals and have get some mentors behind them and whatnot, this business as a whole will be just a lot better. But you got these big old doggone trucking companies just sucking the life out of guys and they don't want to do it no more. you know they don't care. you know but but anyway I think I'm gonna end the video right there. I think I said a good amount right there. you know um I hope this video inspires a couple guys to do something and get things together. Oof. But I think I'm gonna end it right here. I appreciate y'all watching videos, man. See y'all next time.